Nicky, you traditionally have a fairly strong hand for the curtain raiser, the Supreme Novices. This year, the shortest priced of your fancies, Simon Sigg, also got the option of the Neptune. Any decision on where he's going to go?
No. Simple. We've discussed it most days, most nights, slept on it most nights. Barry's coming back over this weekend to ride, and we'll school him again. We'll work him again on Saturday. I've been tossing it around with Ronnie Bartlett day in, day out. If one day we're 49-51 one way, the next day we're 51-49 the other way. We've just got to decide which it is, really. Maybe the ground will influence it, maybe suddenly. In fairness, last year, it was only at the very, very last minute I swapped Bobsworth from the 2.5 into the Albert Bartlett. The one thing I can't do, unfortunately, with Simon Sigg is swap him into the Albert Bartlett, which would be very nice because he's owned by Ronnie Bartlett, who sponsors the 3 mile race, but he will not stay 3 miles. That's an absolute certainty.
Simon Sigg, he still hasn't moved a muscle, just in front from local hero and Nokara Bow, or Sippers back in 4th place. Simon Sigg is going to win with his head in his chest. He looks a real class act and he wins the more battle without breaking sweat.
It's nothing to do with the opposition or what's about, it's just simply what is his trip. And it's hard to get away from the fact the pace and the speed he has. He's a hugely talented horse. And he's very, very well. I mean, he worked great this morning. I just left him in behind 2 horses because he has that speed. He would actually he'd go past anything. That would win on the flat. Tetlami and Darlan are the 2. AP, I think, is, keen on Darlan. He was running a very good race at Newbury and the big hurdle race there, the Betfair, and unfortunately fell at the second last. But he tells me at home it's done him no harm. He's been very good since. So, if he's okay, then well, he is. He scored beautifully the other day, and it hasn't, touch wood, it hasn't affected him. Binocular. He's just in very good form, and I don't think it's funny, we were going to Newbury to have a gallop because I thought he would need it, and in fact finish up going to a racecourse, therefore obviously thinking he might need it, and he didn't look to need any of it. So maybe we just don't need to do too much more with him. He certainly won't be having any more racecourse gallops or anything. But he looked slick and happy, and he enjoyed that the other day. He looked back to himself. Right, but you've still got a problem in that Hurricane Fly is there and he's there to be beaten. Sadly, we thought we were going into this with 3, and it just shows how fickle this game is. And if you think the next fortnight is going to be fun, then you must be choking, because you can start one week with 3 for the champion hurdle, and within 10 days we're down to 1. But let's hope, with what we saw at Wincanton, maybe 1 will do. I hope so. I know he isn't everybody's favourite, but I love him. I'd be very surprised, I have to say, if Binocular couldn't beat Oscar Whiskey over 2 miles. A lot of people said, you wish you'd still had him in the champion hurdle. No, I think Di and I have talked about it long enough and said we'd always wanted to have a look at 3 miles because we know he stays 2.5 so well. So we're going to try the impossible and take on big bucks. You'd like to think you get to the second last, where he wants to be. Will he get to the last? If he gets to the last, you're still not going to, even if he's cantering, you're still not going to know, because it could run out just like that.
And in the Fred Winter, you've got a few entries. I think One Lucky Lady, the shortest priced of the 3.
One Lucky Lady, I mean, I don't know, I'm just going to have to see. I'm slightly bemused. The ratings came out this morning. She won 6 lengths on the bridle the other day, and he hasn't moved her. Normally when I have a horse that won 6 lengths on the bridle, it sort of goes up £10, and she's got left on 1-2-1. She might be vulnerable there.
It's One Lucky Lady, an easy winner on her second run over hurdles.
Soliweri will run. Une Artiste, I don't know. She didn't seem to like that ground at Kempton much the other day. That was to get her a 3rd run. I mean, she's in there, but whether we go there, I'm not sure. What I liked about Newbury was the nice rhythm they got into. Everything was, you know, really looked good. The horse jumped beautifully. They're always comfortable.